Now, on to the miracle discussion for today. We are discussing the Loretto Chapel staircase located in Loretto Chapel in New Mexico. This is a miraculous staircase. It's an engineering marvel. It's this spiral staircase that for years now has left architects, physicists, lots of people confused as to how it was constructed, how it stayed in place without ever wavering or breaking after all this time. It's a mystery, and so let's kind of talk about how it came about. So it started when in 1870, Sisters of Loretto wanted to construct a chapel to be built for the girls' school there. And after 5 years of construction, it was built. But the person who was building it, who designed it sort of in this Gothic style inspired by the French, the guy dies. And so it was unfinished. What they were missing was a way to get up to the choir loft, which is like 20 feet up in the air. So they've got this small chapel, they've got a choir loft way high up, and no way to get to it. And so they asked some carpenters, how do we do this? And they came together and they said, hey, we really can't do this. We can't build a staircase in here. It's going to take up way too much space. There's not going to be any seating room because the chapel is quite small. They said, you've got to build a ladder and just climb up the ladder. And they said, not going to happen. We're not doing that. And so they're really at a crossroads and they prayed. They prayed a novena to St. Joseph, who is the patron saint of carpenters, asking for a solution to the problem. And allegedly, it says on the ninth day of their novena, a man arrived with just a hammer and a few other carpentry tools and offered to construct this staircase in order to reach the chapel. And so over the next few months, he's constructing it, and he did request that he had complete privacy. And then one day, the guy's just gone. He's vanished, and the staircase is complete. And not only is it just finished, it's this very beautiful, sleek, ornate staircase. It's got two 360 turns in it. It's got 33 steps on it. And it's made with no nails at all. It's just wooden pegs holding it together. And again, there's no center support, and it's doing two spiral 360s. There's no real way that this thing should work. It's engineering perspective, from an architectural perspective, it shouldn't work. It shouldn't stand. Like, all the weight of the staircase is resting on the lowest stair. It doesn't make any sense, and yet it works. And an even weirder part of it is that the wood used to construct it didn't come from New Mexico. They don't know where this wood came from. So you've got this unsolvable architectural problem of this staircase. A mysterious stranger shows up out of nowhere. He's got very basic tools. He uses no nails or anything like that. He uses wood not from anywhere around there. And in fact, people who have looked at it say that there's no quite exact match to this kind of wood anywhere in the world. And he constructs this miraculous staircase that's an architectural engineering marvel that people have come, experts have come to study, and they can't wrap their heads around it. They think that this is ingenious, amazing, no explanation for it. Then the guy just disappears. And again, it's not like the staircase just sits there. Nowadays, it just sits there. But it was used regularly, heavily for a long time. And again, it never wavered, never fell, anything like that. I don't know how you describe it in any other way than a miracle. And I want to bring this up during these shows because I think a lot of the times we think of miracles as something that used to happen. Jesus did miracles, and there's not really that stuff anymore. But stuff happens all the time. Miracles like this, maybe not, this extravagant, but miracles and unexplainable things like that do happen all the time. Happens consistently still today. I think it's mostly written off, though. But something like this, you can't really ignore. And sure, you can call into question the official story. You can say, oh, so this guy appeared and built it and disappeared. I don't believe that, yada, yada. But what you can't disagree with is the fact that this staircase, from an engineering perspective, is unexplainable. And the wood it was built out of is also unexplainable. You can't argue that. And if you've got other good examples of things like this, miracles like this, please let me know and maybe we'll talk about them in a future show. But that is what I have today. Let me know if you enjoyed this podcast. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong. Let me know who your favorite saint is, and maybe we'll talk about him in the future. And again, do let me know if you have any miracles like this that you would like me to discuss. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.